The first weekend of the Premier League has finally commenced, and I can't lie to you, the results have been pretty shocking. There's been some shocking results, especially when those Leeds scum up in Yorkshire won last night. What am I saying? Yorkshire, they won last night. But big up to you, Josh. Welcome back, bro. Premier League, first game week in the bag, and 37 more to go.
37 more to go. I tell you what, apart from the Friday night games to kick off the season, I mean, the rest of the televised games have been pretty poor, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
Newcastle, Aston Villa, red card aside, nothing much happened there, 0-0. Man City demolished Wolves, so there wasn't much competition there.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Crystal Palace, one VAR moment aside, I didn't really see much from that game to suggest it was worth watching back on. And obviously, Man United versus Arsenal was a stinkfest. Well, from an Arsenal perspective, anyway. Man United played pretty well, but in terms of entertainment, it probably wasn't too good for a Super Sunday fixture. And obviously, Leeds versus Everton, I felt like banging my head against the wall. It was just like no clear-cut chances being created, very sideways and backwards.
Very dull game.
We were on course for 3-0 draws already, and a stinkfest for Super Sunday. So I was like, oh, Christ above. We've waited, 2 months for this? But hey, 37 more to go, Akavin. And hopefully a lot more weekends will replicate what we saw on Friday night. Or Saturday morning for you.
But yeah, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on your way in and subbing to the channel. Let's get to 410 subs if we can, people. We're 7 subs away from that. Just slowly moving to 500 as we keep on going. And once again, thank you for the support as always. I do have to address something though. There's one thing I do want to, sort of just get it out there, because I came across a comment today on one of my YouTube shorts that somebody decided to tell me that I was clueless because of of something that happened during the game. I said Ugarte should never have come on. I said Ruben Amorim threw away the game because he brought on Ugarte. I said the manager costed us the game by bringing him on instead of Kobe Mainu. Right. First and foremost, yeah. Number one, I spoke facts on that one because it was true that Ugarte came on the pitch. So that person decided to comment, "You don't know until you really know," or something of the sort. I forgot what the comment was. I deleted it, yeah, because I don't like when comments are disrespectful. I just I just get out of there. Yeah, I just like, yeah, you know what, bin it off.
Akavin's a dictator.
Yeah, I am. I'm a dictator of bad comments are not allowed on my channel. It's always respect around here. Respect every single one of my panelists, including the host, including everyone in the comment section. Nobody argues with each other. I get the banter between Hugh and Boss of Blue. I like that banter. It actually gets the chat going. I actually like that bit of banter. It's like a friendly banter. I like that. But there are some things that that cross the line, and imagine calling me imagine saying you don't know shit, but I said what happened. But imagine me saying what happened is me not knowing shit. I said Ugarte came on and Mainu didn't, and and that's a fact. That you can't change that. You can't deny that, right?
Unless Mainu wasn't 100% fit, what you said was completely justified. I mean, like even speaking objectively, I mean, what did Ugarte really do? He took a shot that ended up in Rose Ed, in the Stretford end, and he passed the ball straight to Kai Havertz, which led to Declan Rice nearly scoring from a free kick.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's no. I mean, objectively, he killed your momentum to an extent, and put Arsenal back on the front foot, like in the dying seconds of the game. So, and at the end of the day, we're free to our opinions. Just please be respectful about it, because we don't want any, abuse going on. We don't want anyone feeling disrespected. And there was an incident in one of your streams a few days ago. We don't want to see that again.
Exactly.
And just keep it respectful, lads. I mean, football is a toxic sport. There's so many people about it. It's bound to be toxic. So just let's be better.
I understand. Like, football is an emotional sport. Everyone's emotional. Everyone has their own opinions. But let's not say to someone, "Oh, you don't know shit," because somebody said this and that. At least just tell me, in my opinion, I think you are wrong. Ugarte was not the reason we lost the game. You could have maybe said something like that, and I would have replied to you with a respectful comment back. But now I had to delete the comment because somebody decided to be disrespectful. And there's another comment, right? Somebody posted a clown emoji when I said Hakimi. Sorry, not Hakimi. I said Reece James on when fully healthy was the best best right back in the world. That's just my personal opinion. When I think Reece James, when he's fully healthy, is the best right back in the world. Somebody said Hakimi plays golf with a clown emoji. I'm not saying that's disrespectful. I responded back to that comment. I said that I get on current form, Hakimi might be the best right back in the world. On ability and when healthy, I think Reece James is the best right back in the world. On person.
Yeah.
But there's no need to be, disrespectful or having emojis or saying, oh, you're a clown, you're this and that. I don't agree with all that. I don't agree with people saying, you're like being rude and all that. Just give me a comment, say in my opinion or something that Hakimi is the best right back in the world right now, or I disagree with you, respectfully. At the end of the day, it's all about respect. Football, we're all fans. We all have an opinion. Nobody's any less of a fan. Nobody's any less of a, any less of a true fan because they support the clubs from around the world or where they're from, or, at the end of the day, it's all about opinions and it's an emotional game. So you can have your opinions, but be respectful. Like I always say in every single stream, and Josh, you've always been here when I said this. Always keep it respectful in the chat. I always tell it to everyone because otherwise you'll get blocked. If anyone decides to disrespect my panelists, if anyone decides to disrespect me, or anyone in the chat, you'll be blocked immediately. I ain't gonna hold back. So at the end of the day, if you come into my chat and you want to comment something, make sure you keep it respectful and at a very respectful level. You know what I'm trying to say? At a very sort of grounded level. That's what I have to say. But I'm gonna move on. And Josh, if you want to add anything, you can, bro. Feel free to do so.
Well, at the end of the day, Akifin, it is all about opinion. Me personally, I don't share your opinion on Reece James. Doesn't mean I'm going to call you a clown for it.
Exactly.
We keep that respectful. There's not really much else to it, to be honest. It's just football's a toxic place. Let's just our own little community we've got going on here. Let's just do our best to be positive. I suppose I sound like a top gooner there, but you know what I mean. Like, we're all suffering. Like we've all got our problems in life. Whether it's mental health, whether it's family, whether it's your career, whatever. Let's just treat everyone with the same amount of respect and treat everyone the way you feel like you deserve to be treated, as long as it's
100%.
respectful.
Because if, like I said, if you respect me, I respect you back. I'll always respond to your comments. I'll always give you my respect back to the people who always want to give back to me in my chat or wherever. If you come across me and say and you're always respectful to me in terms of comments and whatnot, you can always talk football with me. I'll respond back. I'll always give my opinion. I'll be respectful towards you or respectful towards anyone that wants to chat football with me. So listen, people, it's all mutual respect here. It's all it's all respect on another level. So like I always say, keep your comments respectful as always, because otherwise I will not tolerate that, and I will not have that in my comment section. So if you want to go comment on my shorts, please do so, but keep it at a respectful level. And yeah, that's really about it. We're gonna move on to the Premier League review. I think let's just start with the Arsenal United game just to get it out of the way.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
We might as well. Josh, I know you said something to me backstage. I know you want to say as well on the live as well, if you like.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I mentioned about what I see different. Well, what Arteta's trying to do differently. I do want to make it clear to the people watching. Like, I've had a bit of a bipolar feeling towards this game, as I told you backstage. Obviously, on Sunday in the UK, as soon as the game finished, I felt really shit, disheartening performance. Nothing's changed from last season, but at least we've got the win at Old Trafford. Yesterday, I was in a really bad mood about it. I was honestly feeling quite depressed. I was in a depressed mood about it. Obviously, not in depression, you know what I mean? But like, this club isn't going anywhere. this club is stagnant. This club isn't going to win anything again. Everything I say about it is true. I'm always right, and I hate being right about this club. I don't care that we won. It's going to be the same old crap. And then earlier today, I'm hanging out with my family, and I'm just thinking to myself, we fucking won at Old Trafford for only the sixth time in Premier League history in the league. Why am I not just happy with the fact that okay, we played like shit. This club hasn't got the standards that I feel like it needs,
Mm.
and we're in a perilous position in terms of trophies and other teams catching up historically and whatnot. But opening day at Old Trafford, a ground that us as a club never win at,
You hardly win.
you got to be, you've got to be happy with the result regardless of how it came about.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling at the minute. I mean, at least we've won. Basically, is how I can sum it up in three words.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention quickly. I feel Arteta is uh, tactically trying something different in order to get the best out of Gyökeres up front, and I think he's trying to do. I think Rice wasn't being the box-to-box midfielder that Arteta's been trying to use him as for the last 2 years. I think he's trying to use a double pivot with him and Zubimendi in the middle. You saw Rice was hardly getting forward and whatnot, even when we were in possession in the first
Yeah.
half and whatnot. So I feel he's trying to revert back to that Erdegaard in a more central attacking midfielder kind of role. I feel like we're, instead of recycling possession, we're trying to hit teams on the counter, hit teams in transition. And we had United caught out on a lot of transitions in that first half. But because we're not used to playing that way, the final ball ended up being lackluster for the majority of those transitions. Like forcing Saka wide or forcing Martinelli wide or passing straight to the keeper or running straight into a United player. It's evident
Yeah.
we need to work on that. But obviously, when you see Gyökeres playing for Sporting, the majority of his goals are on the transition, on the counter attack. So I think Arteta has identified that we are going to have to utilise those transitions a lot more. And at Old Trafford, we got into those positions, but it's evident that we aren't used to it, or we haven't trained hard enough for it, or whatever. Obviously, all
Yeah.
our training has gone towards the set pieces again. Ole, ole. And one last thing, in terms of the fullbacks, I mean, Ben White and Calafiori aren't necessarily that good defensively anyway. But in the
Mm.
first half, especially, they were getting brutally exposed.
I thought he was really good, by the way. Ben
Yeah,
White.
yeah, I thought Ben White was decent, but at the end of the day, they kept getting caught out. You know what I mean? Embuemo being used as one of your outlets. I mean, Dorgu was getting into space. Um, like I feel Arteta is telling our fullbacks to overlap a lot more and try and be more attacking. Try and give the game to United because in the context of the game, you had just finished 15th. We are expected to beat you as supposed title challengers. So
Yeah.
Arteta felt in the first half we need to go for the jugular. But then obviously you see Mbuemo and Cunha and Dorgu getting space on each wing. We had to fix that at half time, which is why we ended up sitting back a lot more. So I think Arteta, he's trying to experiment, but ultimately it didn't work out at Old Trafford despite us getting the win. And one other thing, if you're trying that, why are you trying that at Old Trafford when you had the whole of pre-season to do that as well?
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
I've spoken about our pre-season plenty of times, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I appreciate what Arteta's doing in the fact that in getting Gyökeres, he's noticed that we need to do things differently, like play Rice deeper with Zubimendi and hit teams in transition rather than recycle possession, and our fullbacks bombing forward for more crosses and more interplay around the edge of the box. But yeah, it's something we really need to work on despite the win we got, and I'm expecting a lot better against Leeds. But that's all I wanted to say from an Arsenal perspective.
100%. Arteta's talent ID in defenders is top notch. Gabriel
Yeah,
Saliba, brilliant. Timber, brilliant. Calafiori, okay. I think he'll get there. I think he'll get there. I
pops up
think
with a crucial goal every now and then.
Mascara. I think Kibior's played some really good games under him as well. So honestly, I think the fair play. Got the defense.
Yeah,
Playing some.
pity about the offensive.
Sorry,
Pity about the offensive talent
video.
ID. Big
Liverpool.
pity about that.
I agree. I think Konate might be out of his way on his way to Madrid next year. So I think he might be out the door. So Liverpool and Van Dijk is also coming towards the end of his career. So I think Liverpool are going to have to sign at least 3 center backs next season.
Can I just say one more thing quickly? the amount of people, even professionally in the media, ripping into Gyökeres after 60 minutes on his professional debut for Arsenal,
That's
disgraceful. Trust me, he's going to bag. He is going to bag. Trust me. Once we utilise those transitions more effectively, he's going to score goals. Listen, he had a shit debut, admittedly. He didn't get much service, however. Saka and Martinelli were particularly poor on that front. So, the amount of people ripping into him, I think it's more of an anti-Arsenal thing than anything. And I don't like playing the victim when it comes to Arsenal Football Club because I rip into the club more than anyone. But listen, it's purely agenda filled, man. He's going to bag goals. I have no doubt about that. There's a reason why he's in my FPL. So, you know, like I know I'm not the best with patience because we're 22 years without a league title, never won the Champions League. But with Gyökeres, trust me, give him time. He is going to bang. So yeah, that's all. One last thing about Arsenal I wanted to talk about.
Arsenal's defense has been the best past 3 seasons. Yeah,
Past
I,
two.
I would say 3 because I think your first season with Gabriel and Saliba. I think when Saliba first came into the lineup, I thought he was brilliant. I think this season's gonna be brilliant. I think for him, he's gonna be brilliant this year. Big up to AJ. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you, GK. What's good, man? What's good? I can say this now. With our left winger, left back, and 10, Arsenal will be fourth at best. Ooh, fourth. I think you're second. I think you could finish second, but just about behind Liverpool. I don't think you'll be as far behind Liverpool. I think you'll be just about behind Liverpool. Like I said,
Quadrupling second. Cross.
once
Fucking hell.
Liverpool starts, once Gyökeres starts scoring goals, and once he gets off the mark, I think you guys will start to get excited. So for second will be there. As for Manchester United, you will definitely get Conference League at least this season. I reckon we'll finish either in the Europa League or the Champions League this season. I
Yeah.
think fifth is still very possible. Apparently, United are looking into the Sevilla midfielder. I forgot his name, but even then, I hope we can get him or Baleba, someone in before the transfer window ends, and I want a goalkeeper still because with what Amram's saying, I think he wants to drop Onana. I think he wants to, bin him. I know he's not directly saying it, but he's kind of saying in the sense that he doesn't know he no longer wants to play Onana. He said he has 3 goalkeepers and I picked 2 out of Onana. Onana wasn't even injured; he was dropped by Amram this week. He wasn't injured, by the way. He was dropped. He was out of the squad. So maybe there's a chance that he might not want him anymore, and this is time to buy a new keeper. Yes, there might be clubs who don't want Onana. But what you could do is you could make Onana as your backup keeper. I know it sounds crazy, and sign a keeper just to provide competition for him so he can step up his game. Maybe that's the way forward now. If you're not gonna get rid of Onana, at least sign a keeper that's better than him so he can develop, or not develop, but be better. Provide better competition because I'm tired of having no competition in positions that you need. Look, for example, you need a competition up top. You need a competition in midfield, at the back, in goal. Remember when David De Gea had Dean Henderson right on on his tail? Do you remember that? He started performing. So you need competition, so you can make players feel that their place is not going to be lost. So the players,
Competition is necessary.
100%, it is. So hopefully we can get Champions League, and win the trophy. We will not be Leeds someone incoming. Sorry.
No, I was about to say, AJ, you're even more pessimistic than me. I think Leeds will be okay with. This may sound quite erratic, but I reckon a Gyökeres hat trick and a 4-1 win. And then Anfield, it'll be the same, dogged defensive display that likely will get a point in.
Yeah, keep hitting the lights, people. Come on, keep hitting the lights. Arteta never
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
As Emery just saying, yeah, Saliba was on loan at Lyon, so I think you needed to give him some minutes out on loan, but he developed his game very, very well. So fair play to Emery for doing that.
Yeah, we signed him from Saint Etienne. I think we sent him out on loan. Arteta wanted to keep Holding instead of him, by the way.
I thought he was in your academy.
No, he wasn't in our academy. I mean, he may as well be. He lost the club so much. But, at the end of the day, if Real Madrid do come calling, I don't know if his head will turn or not.
I remember Lee Gunner was saying this on his shows. Bring Saliba in right now. He was upset that you guys loaned out Saliba again
I
and again.
wanted to, yeah.
He
I'm
should
sorry, but when you've got Holding and Pablo Marie as your centre back pairing in 2021, you want
have.
Saliba in there, don't you?
You should have brought Saliba in since then, bro. I can't lie. You should have put Saliba in the first team in 2021, 2022. Maybe that would have brought
Oh,
things.
we should have done, man. We should have done.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Gyökeres and Sesko were both hyped up against each other to not do anything. Sesko came off the bench. Gyökeres, I just think the lack of creativity for him was a bit of a downside, but
He wasn't even feeding off scraps. He was starving.
it,
You know.
it was overhit passes as well. Hardly of them was his fault, bro. He made the right runs. It's just Odegaard overhit his passes. If you could slip him through on goal, because you and I were playing a high line at the time, if you slip him through on goal, he's beating the keeper 1-on-1. He's beating the keeper 1-on-1. So yeah, Gyökeres.
Gyökeres will be a problem. Trust me.
Yeah, he'll be a huge problem. I agree. I think Sesko will as well. Hopefully, if he can start bagging. Hopefully next game, first game against Fulham, I'll get off the mark right away. That's what I want.
Is that Sunday for them?
Sunday, same time as the Arsenal game. Last Arsenal United game. I mean.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hardworking player like Havertz. I disagree. I think Havertz is just physically strong. That's why you might think he works hard, but I don't think. I think Gyökeres. People are overreacting. It's one game. Like Gyökeres will come.
It's not even one game, Akram. It's 60 minutes. I don't get this knee-jerk reaction with Gyökeres. And
Exactly.
I'm not having to go at Lumen here, but like the whole thing in general. I mean, it's just such a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, we won the game anyway. I don't understand why everyone's coming for him so badly. And listen, he had to work hard against United because the passes kept going out wide. Yeah, and De Ligt gave him a hard time, admittedly. But at the end of the day, Akevin, we've seen his highlights at Sporting. He's not a striker that plays with his back to the goal. He's a striker that runs in behind in transition. And 9 times out of 10 finishes off those chances that he's given.
He's a striker on the counter. He works best on the counter attack. When teams are in my opinion, he would have bagged the hat-trick against Angers Spurs last season. Easily. I think if Angers Spurs was playing right now versus Arsenal, I reckon Gyökeres is bagging a hat-trick. Because
he'll bag against Leeds, trust me.
They play such a high line, and it's going to be hard to contain. I know Spurs have good defenders, but I think Gyökeres. I think with their high line, they throw everyone forward. If you counter them, it's over. Gyökeres threw on goal with Vicario. I know Vicario is a very good keeper, but I think he's bagging at least.
At the end of the day, we've got Thomas Frank now, who'll be a lot more sturdy defensively.
Semenyo and Arsenal will be scared of face. Wait, are you saying Arsenal might sign Semenyo now?
No, we're not going to sign Semenyo. We're not going to sign anyone else. Arsenal, our window's done. We've got Madueke as our new starting left winger. Yeah.
Come on, Nick, bro. Come on. Nah. I genuinely think Arsenal can finish second again. Honestly, it's just at the end of the day, it's the first game of the season. We're all overreacting at results.
Yeah, honestly, the entire football fandom has overreacted massively to every game that's gone.
Sorry to cut in. Maybe it's just the excitement that the Prem is back. That's why they're getting emotional at results, because it's the feeling that the Prem is back and they haven't seen their team in a long time. Maybe that's just the feeling ahead of it. And I wanted to add earlier. I think you were more concerned at the performance in the long run. That's why you're like,
yes.
And you're not upset at the result. You're upset at the performance because you're more concerned in the long run that this might continue. I hear you, and that's why I understood you're upset. But be happy with the result as always. Like, you beat United Old Trafford 6 times in the league, 1-0, 1-0 every single time. So that's just what it is, bro. Would you take Agume? Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. Yes. I've not really seen much of him, but I'll be honest with you, I hear good things about him. I hear good things about a lot of players. I have to go and see how he plays. However, if he's the guy that comes in and we don't sign Baleba until next season, fair enough. At least that's somebody that comes in and be like, okay, fine, we have a midfielder in now, so let's just take that. Goalkeeper looks more unlikely than a midfielder for United. I disagree. I think it's both even now because we're still trying to get players off the books. We're still trying to get Sancho off the books. We're still trying to get Garnacho. Garnacho to Chelsea is almost done, by the way. So hopefully that gets done soon. So yeah, there's still a couple more players we still need to get out of the club. So at the end of the day, it's not. There's no such thing as unlikely at this rate. It's just give it till maybe next week or something, and we'll see something again. You know what I'm trying to say. Onana will come back next game, probably. Bayern is a lot worse. Because the thing is, like, Amram was praising Bayern even though he made that blunder. So I'm wondering maybe he wants to bin Onana off. Maybe he wants to. Who knows? We'll see.
No, I feel like if you throw your players onto the bus in front of the media, I mean that's grounds for completely fucking up the dressing room.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, yeah, like your dressing room is always teetering on a knife edge anyway. If he comes out and straight up attacks one of his players that he started, in spite of the established number one being fit, I mean that's only going to cause more chaos, I suppose.
I feel like this team will be a lot better if we play 4-3-3. Agreed. I'm starting to worry about 3-4-3. I think it's starting to. I think the attack is just not spaced out. That's my only worry. The attack is so jumbled up in the middle. You need space on the wide areas. So maybe that's why, in my opinion, 3-4-3 is not so good. United top 2 bold prediction by me. I hope you're right. And I hope that
Celebrating seconds, you know.
no top 2 is he might be the first or second.
Wow.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we come 5th or 6th. That's what I said in my Premier League predictions. But listen, if that happens and we win a trophy, that's the most ideal scenario. I ain't just taking second and winning nothing, bro. I want to win. I want to get something. I want to get Champions League place and a trophy.
Something to tell your grandkids in 30 years' time.
Exactly, bro. You need to talk about winning trophies. At the end of the day, football is about success and lifting cups. You know, it's about being successful, adding to the cabinet. Adding to your collection. So I always take every single cup. I always celebrate every single cup because, like I always say, you never know when it might be your last time to celebrate a cup. So always celebrate a cup, and I always know that it's success over a Champions League place. So a cup first and a Champions League place will do for me. That's why I always say cup first. The League Cup comes first. Grimsby Town away next week. Get that. Get the win and progress further on.
Come on, Grimsby.
Saliba never went to Lyon. He went to Marseille and Nice. All right, my bad. Apologies on that one. Arteta owning out Saliba that season cost us top 4 to Spurs that season, no question. Do you think that's so? I agree.
I mean, it's the same when people say like Saliba's injury made us bottle the title race. Saliba's injury did not bottle us the title race. Arsenal's mentality costed us the title race. Same way Arsenal's mentality costed us top 4. Now, granted, if we had Saliba, yes, our defence would have been better. So maybe AJ's right. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter how many players you have. The underlying mentality is there, and it will bite when it matters most. So,
loaning out Saliba was the right thing to do. He developed a lot. He did, but I think Arteta could have developed him more as well.
I think AJ's right though. We loaned him 1 season too late.
Too much.
One season too much. We could have really done with him in 21-22.
Yeah,
but you get my point. Regardless of the players Arteta has or Arsenal have as a club, the mentality is always going to drag you down.
That's the big thing that you need because the mentality is 100%. Every single club, big club,
starts from the ownership.
Starts from ownership, 100%. And this is why I'm Glazers out because they're not serious about winning, and they don't want to put money into the club. So yeah, I fear what other midfielders do better than Odegaard will do to us. Rangers against Rangers, Phil Foden and all these guys. Yeah, we got Man City in a couple of weeks, so honestly, like, yeah, we gotta prepare ourselves for that. Gyökeres needs to work on his fitness and build up more. He looks unfit. What I saw, that's true. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his first game back. Like I always say, first day back at school is never your brain's never fresh. You're never fresh in your first day back at school. So second day, third day, we shall see. We shall see. First day back from summer. That's what I'm trying to say. You play well in the Premier League, you are the best player in the world. But if you play bad, you have no future. That's the English media. Facts. Facts.
Thank you, Monkey.
That is true.
English. I mean, English media may not be as persistent as Spanish media, but it's every bit as toxic.
I hear that. I mean, it's the English media is always like, they're always on to you if one bad game, one bad game, yeah, nah, they're gonna rip into you.
Listen, look at the
oh,
treatment Miles
oh,
Lewis-Skelly got last season, and that tells you all you need to know about the English media and the absolute cunts that we have. Former players, former chairmen, and whatnot running English clubs. Just shocking mentality across the country.
this is what I say, right? Sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, that was it.
Now you see that. Remember when Casemiro first came into the Premier League? They said, "Oh, he's 30. Oh, he's this, he's that," but he ended up bossing his first season like anything. This is why I always say they always start talking about age and this and that about a player, and then they start shaming you because you're not from England. I know, but if you're from England, they're gonna praise you to like the next, God knows, yesteryear or whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
To English football journalists, being a young age is a talent. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Being a young age is a talent. Doesn't matter about accountability as long as you're under the age of 24 or 25. There's always time to develop. You're going to get better as a player. Strictly not true, by the way. But I mean, that's just an example of how the English media works. It's so honestly, Akavin, it's so tiring. It is so tiring. Like everything about it, from the nonsensical Sky Sports pundits trying to make a headline, to the Daily Mail, to the fucking Sun, to the BBC website.
Sport even.
All sports to an extent, but obviously, like being a football fan, I'm covered by football-related media.
Yeah.
So
more important than the goalkeeper in my books. I'll continue to say I somewhat agree and I somewhat disagree. I think a goalkeeper is a priority because Onana just cannot save. He just can't make good saves. So I think we need a goalkeeper who can make good saves. We need top class quality saves from a keeper that like David De Gea when he did back in 22-23. So we need someone like that. So that's why I'm saying Donnarumma is a must, or whoever. Go and get somebody. If Amram gets sacked, the next manager can easily play 4-2-3-1. Agreed, because we have the players to do that now. 100%, bro. 100% agreed. The media dislike the Ligt because he's better than and starting over the overrated hype job Harry Maguire. Thank you. They kept on. I remember them. The man was saying the Ligt is not even better than Harry Maguire when he first came in. What's this now?
You don't captain Ajax to a Champions League semi-final at the age of 19 to be compared with Harry Maguire.
He's won how many league titles as well? And got relegated how many times? So I don't know this hype of Harry Maguire, honestly. I don't know what this resurgence is. We finished 15th. There's no resurgence there. Rangers will be a problem. I agree.
That's why he's in my FPL.
Big brain move from us. I mean, big, and we will talk about FPL in a bit. We'll talk.
Yeah, you started off quick, by the way.
I went in 84 points straight off the bat. Like literally, like
13 points away. Same as Arsenal last year.
I actually made last minute changes. I literally made like quick last minute changes. I was like, shit, I need to make some changes. Remember before our show, I was telling you, I was making changes from FPL. I brought in What was it, Rangers? I think I brought in I brought Kudos in. I brought Correa in.
Oh, you lucky fuck.
We all had Matt Sells, to be fair. So Matt Sells, big up.
Yeah, good point.
And now
not big up to him. He lost his clean sheet by not saving the penalty. So.
Wait. Brentford scored?
Yeah, 3-1 for us.
I saw it was 3-0, no?
No. Matt Sells only scored 2 points.
Oh, okay, my bad then. But even then, like, bro, there it is. Like, you just make some good moves from the start. That's what you get. And yeah, that's just what it is. Like, honestly, I straight off the bat, I win 84 points. And then I signed, was it Correa as well, because Gavardio got injured. So yeah. I think Matt Sells was like an obvious choice by Forest.
Yeah,
So,
joint Golden Glove. That Golden Glove. Yeah, Golden Glove. Sorry,
and you also get
winner
points.
last season.
You get defensive points as well this year for like defensive efforts and everything like that, and
Yeah,
assistant.
that's woke nonsense, guys.
But
I mean,
clean
come
sheet,
on.
but clean sheet is a big. By the way, your headphones are.
Sorry, man.
No, that's good. No worries, no worries. You're good. You're good. You're good. Gyökeres did well in Portugal, but that ain't the Prem. Nunez knows this too. Facts. You need to know when you're going up a level as well. Although
Gyökeres will back. Don't you worry about that.
I think Gyökeres will come good though. I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think
this will be my new gimmick on AN Sports. I'm just going to back this cunt until like his last breath at this club. I'm sorry, you break up with your girlfriend so you can move to London. You refuse to play for your club so you can go to Arsenal. You refuse to talk to your manager. You refuse to listen to your club owner, and you force your dad to drag your belongings all the way to London. Your dad cries because Sporting haven't got the deal done in the way that they expected. Honestly, I'm backing him as long as he puts an Arsenal shirt on. Listen, that guy's my striker. And yes, this could well backfire, but I have all the faith in the world that he'll come good for us. Regardless of if we win trophies, he'll bag goals.
now we see Prem Tard saying he's the best midfielder in the world.
Oh, when did I say that?
Is the best midfielder in the world. So when Casemiro was playing well, they all said, "Oh, but he plays for Man United." He played in front of. He played behind Kroos and Modric. So he was being carried by them, and now he's worse than Thomas Partey. He's not worse than this and that because
What's this comment in reference to? Like, who
sorry,
is this comment? Who is this comment in reference to?
the Premier League top super fans, not you. The Premier League
No, no,
top.
no, no, no. I mean, who's the player?
I think it's Rangers.
I'll range it. Yeah, fair enough.
I think Rangers, yeah. I
It,
think Rangers.
it looks a problem though, so
He is.
he'll be hyped into oblivion as well. By the way, City didn't play Rodri, but we'll get into that later when we
Yeah,
review the game.
Rodri out to December. I think everyone knows that already. I think like it's gonna be another month.
He'll
He's
return in time to face Arsenal. I can tell you that with no insight.
listen. I don't want City to become a problem, so hopefully you guys beat him.
Yeah.
Amram was fuming in his post-match conference. Yeah, he was because these reporters don't know how to ask a good question. They're stupid. Exactly. They're flip-flops, bro. They're flip-flops. They're all flip-flops. I like how Amram is ruthless. I like his ruthlessness, but he needs to get results.
Finish higher than 50.
We need to get results, 100%. Big up to SKFC. Make sure you guys go sub to SKFC channel as well, people. Go sub to my brother over there in Boston, Massachusetts. Big up to my bro. Big up to you. Talk Shit now have their own YouTube channel called Talk Sport United, obsession with for clicks and views, and they bring the likes of like Flex on and stuff like that as well. Yeah, so screw them. Genuinely screw them. Daily Mail targeted Rashford about car swapping, but they didn't educate themselves about car sponsorship by the club. That is true,
Wasn't it the Daily Mail, or it might have been the Sun, that criticised Sterling for buying his mother a nice house after growing up in poverty? But they asked Phil Foden for doing the exact same thing.
Bro, I kid you not, Brandon Williams also got praised for doing for buying his dad a car as well.
Former Norwich, to be fair, so big ups.
Yeah, I mean it's just hypocritical, bro. I don't want to say it, but is it a color thing? That's so Campbell says.
Is it a colour thing? I was surprised by how fucking light his keep.
I'll pitch high his voice was, right? You know what I mean?
Honestly.
No word of Delict from Rio in his recent video comparing Delict to Maguire is obsessive. Bro, it's embarrassing. Genuinely. You're comparing a guy who's won how many league titles compared to Maguire who's got relegated 5 times in his career. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't see how Maguire is even better than Delict. I never have. I think Delict all rounds a much better player than Harry Maguire. Delict is really good. I don't get the Delict disrespect, honestly. I think Delict is a really good defender. I don't get the disrespect. Just because he signed for 60 million does not mean he's a bad player. It doesn't make him a bad player just because he signed for 60 million.
I think his reputation tanked a bit when he went to Juventus, because Juventus were already on the decline by then anyway.
It kind of did, but even then, he went to Bayern and won league titles there. So coming to United, hopefully, we can
Well, like I
achieve.
say, in England, being a young age is a talent. He's no longer the 18-year-old that captained Ajax. So he's now past his prime.
Endoi was from Bologna. They replaced Elanga with him and Hutchinson. Yeah, Forrest did that. Not gonna lie, I never heard of Rangers until he went to City. I won't be one of the they have watched him play. AC Milan right here. AC Milan right here. You know me. I love AC Milan, so I've seen him play. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Big up to you, Sankit. Not racism. It's just a lack of education from the Daily Mail. Yeah,
trust me. There's many more case studies than the Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling.
A lot of things can be true at one time. Maybe it's just bias. Maybe it's just lack of education. A lot of things can be true at one time. Hopefully, they stop with this crap next season. I don't want to hear this next season. Unless you really have to criticize a player, criticize a player. If you just want to criticize a player for the sake of it, don't do it. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Excuse me. I have one criticism for Amorim. You're forcing out one player who wants to fight for his place, but you are okay with a substandard player like Andre Onana and Diogo Dalot.
Who's for one player?
I think
Is that Garnacho or Rashford?
I think it's trying to force Kobe
out.
I think Kobe.
Okay. Well, that is just another shite decision in a managerial reign of shite decisions, if you get what I'm saying.
The list is being passed around. There's something they're not telling the public.
Passed around. I understand. What is it? Money laundering you're alluding to, like Morata.
I just think he wanted to leave, and being passed around isn't a bad thing. By the way, you're going from title winning team to one of the biggest
to Manchester United.
Exactly. That's what I said. It's one of the biggest clubs in England. Like we're not a title winning team right now, but there's nothing wrong with being passed around. If the club doesn't want you anymore, it doesn't make you a bad player. Arsenal didn't want Nicolas Pepe. He was still a good player. You know what I'm trying to say? So I disagree with this being passed around. It makes him look bad. I don't make him look bad. We'll talk about this in a bit, bro. We'll talk about this in a bit. Always Rasmus Højlund. My bad. But yeah, on United's side of things, I'm looking forward to the game against Fulham in a way. Now that I think about it more, our fans are doing a little bit too much about this result. They're talking a bit too much about the result. Now that I think about it again, we're getting a bit too over the top about the game, the performance. At the end of the day, we all want to win. It should be a results business. It's a results business. It's not what you call it, it's not about performances. It's not about all this pretty little football and whatnot. It's about getting the result, right? And if we cannot get the result against Fulham but constantly play the way we play, I might have to say, do you know what? Let's just play like Arsenal and win a game 1-0. Scrappy 1-0. I might start to look at you guys and be like, how you guys got the win? Let's go do that against other clubs. Because I don't want to be playing this pretty little football and losing games. I want to be winning games, not losing games. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
De Ligt left Juventus because he had world-class players starting ahead of him. People don't do their research. Exactly. But he was still a really good player. De Ligt left Bayern, but the fans wanted him to stay. The media are so lazy, and they say he gets passed around like it's just lazy punditry. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Even a Bayern fan, I'm sure you've seen him before. You know Zier Talks, right? You've seen him in my chat before. Yeah. He's a Bayern Munich fan. He didn't want De Ligt to leave. No Bayern fan wanted De Ligt to leave. They were all saying that keep him. The club just wanted to cut their losses on him because they were getting some money for him. And I'm just like, people are so quick to judge because he's being passed around. But if you really watch his game, he's a really good defender. He played really well on Sunday, by the way. I think you must admit as well. Like, as much as we lost the game, I thought he played really well, De Ligt. He was a really good defender that day. Why did Juventus and Bayern were ready to cut the losses on him? Well, because I don't know, they're stupid. Let's just be honest with you. They should never have sold those guys. They should never have sold De Ligt. Juventus should never have sold him. Bayern should never have sold him. Bayern fans are crying out for De Ligt to stay. They were crying for him to stay. So I don't get this, De Ligt being passed around crap. It's bullshit, bro. I'm sorry. Gabby, Simon Jordan, etc. Lazy pundits, bro.
Trust me, TalkSport, honestly, I don't understand why people get rage baited by TalkSport all the time.
I can't
Genuinely, their entire shtick is rage baiting people across the country into calling in and creating content. But how are people still oblivious to this?
You're telling me that he can't build up as good as Upamecano and Kim Min-jae when they're the ones who costed Bayern Munich in the Champions League countlessly? Really? De Ligt is better than those two defenders, and I will say that with chest.
Does Monkey mean build up as in like passing the back? Build up.
I don't know about that. Build up as in like as a player, I disagree. Upamecano is not better than De Ligt. Kim Min-jae is not better than De Ligt. De Ligt should have stayed at Bayern Munich. Sorry, Bayern should have kept De Ligt. They sold one of their best defenders. I'm just being honest with you right now.
I mean, obviously, De Ligt's a good player, but obviously you see it all the time. Some players just don't suit certain clubs.
Yeah.
From the Bayern boardroom, they probably felt as if De Ligt didn't suit Bayern. Whether that was playing wise or mentality wise, or it was, he didn't feel right fitting in there. I don't know. We don't know.
Thank you for making yourself clear, because I thought you meant build up as in like build up as in like build. You know what I mean? Like as a player, but build up as in build up from the back. Okay, at least you're clear about that. But I still as an overall defender, I still think De Ligt is a better player overall. So I think he's been done dirty by Juventus and Bayern Munich. Yes, Juventus might have had financial problems like you mentioned, but even then, like, you should have sold your other players. You should have cut your losses on other players as well when the time was right. So yeah.
I think we'll get to the we'll go through the live chat, then we'll move on to the rest of the Premier League games.
I'll get through a few more comments and I'll move
Yeah.
on. Goldstein annoys me. I don't care. I was a United fan. Same. I don't care about TalkSport either. What do you think of Locatelli? Locatelli was the most overhyped player in the Euros. Did very well, and then after the Euros, what did he do? Did nothing after that.
He went to Juventus again, didn't he?
Went to Juventus went back to Juventus. Went to
I
AC
sense a
Milan.
theme with De Ligt and Locatelli.
Araujo was a better defender, but Inigo started ahead of him because of build-up quality. Okay, if you think about that, then fair enough. Garnacho is the most stupid player who picks Chelsea over Bayern. I think Bundesliga suits him, and if you have a chance to play with players like Kane, Olise, Musiala, and Kimmich, facts, bro. I think Garnacho is stupid for turning him down. 100%.
I mean, with Garnacho, maybe he just wants to stay in England. Maybe, and I don't know, Chelsea sponsorship deals, living in London. Then again, I assume Munich's better than London. I don't know. I've never been to Munich, but I don't know. There may be a variety of factors for that. But in terms of career, I mean, obviously playing for Bayern, I guess you could say it's more prestigious. So who knows?
He's not going to start for Bayern, but he's still got he can at least play with the chance to win the league. I think Bayern have a good chance to win. Bayern are going to win the league, so you might as well go there. If you want to win your first league title, you might as well head to Bayern, like Kane did. Defenders in the modern day are the first attacker. What do you think of this?
Well, I understand that completely. I think Pep Guardiola said something similar to that in the sense that actually no, I'm thinking of a different quote. Obviously, every player contributes to the attacking phase of play. So I obviously understand completely. And with the rise of attacking fullbacks, you saw with Robertson and Trent in Klopp's system, it just made their contribution so much more important, I suppose.
It's easy to compete with kittens, but what about success? You want to win. Success is, right there for you. Bayern Munich have sold all the left wingers already. Aside from that,
Contributing to Chelsea winning their 7th league title, would you
That
say
would
that's a lot more fulfilling, maybe, than Bayern winning the Bundesliga again?
maybe, possibly, maybe. I think who thinks a better chance to win the Champions League though, Chelsea or Bayern? I think Chelsea. You know,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, both clubs have European heritage. Both clubs,
well, Chelsea for
will
sure.
always get to the later stages in Europe, the latter stages in Europe. So,
I
I
reckon.
mean, I think Bayern would have the edge, but at the end of the day, Champions League nights are magical. You don't know what's going to happen unless you're Arsenal Football Club and you know how it's going to end up.
He has childish ego. He wants to prove wrong Manchester United by signing for Chelsea. Listen, he wants to prove us wrong. Do it. I hope he doesn't, but listen, it is what it is. It's attitude.
I don't get the whole story because I heard about Amarim telling him, "You best fucking pray that you find another club or whatever."
Because
I don't really get the build up to that.
he spoke out against Amram in the Europa League final when Amram only gave him the amount of minutes that he got. He only got 20 minutes, and the rest got and he started complaining that the minutes other players got. So,
Fair enough.
he said I only got 20 minutes, but other players got this and that, and Amram got upset because he spoke out against Amram's idea. And you know what it is? Fuck him off. I can't stand this petty little kid. Genuinely, he is such a petty little footballer. Honestly, I genuinely cannot stand his attitude. I can't stand what he does, the shit that he posts on social media, the way he acts on social media. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not worthy of a man.
I'm sorry, Akavin, but an Argentinian whose favourite player is Cristiano Ronaldo, they're not right. You know what I mean?
Ronaldo's fiance is Argentinian. Just saying.
No, she's not right either. You know what I mean, though. I mean, the chances of that being the case is crazy.
That's what as well. Half Spanish, half Argentinian. Only Spanish because he was born in Spain, I think. Go to Bayern, but doesn't get into the national team. This is the World Cup year, and this is why I think Garnacho needs to be smart about his decision. So if he gets more game time at Chelsea, then
more exposure at Chelsea as well.
Yeah,
more of a hype in the Premier League. Therefore, the Argentinian manager will take more notice.
His attitude stinks. Facts. We're gonna get to Chelsea straight away. I'm gonna get to the comment that I think Arian posted. Here it is.
Yes. Well,
Palace's free kick versus Chelsea. I want to know your thoughts on this.
Well, going by the rule book, should have been disallowed. However, that rule was first introduced in 2019 and hasn't been implemented in 6 years. When there have been a plethora of free kicks in the Premier League in those 6 years that didn't abide by that rule, that got given anyway. So I think Crystal Palace did get hard done by but I mean it is in the rule book, even if it hasn't been implemented for the previous 6 years since it was founded.
Do you not think that there was a foul in the
fuck that? I mean, Caicedo just wasn't strong enough. That was bullshit. But in my opinion, obviously.
Sorry, continue.
In my opinion. So.
What were you saying? Sorry, I think
no. Caicedo just wasn't strong enough.
Chelsea dropping points at home to Crystal Palace 0-0. That's a bit of a shocking start by Chelsea. I can't lie. I thought they were going to win that game, and Palace with barely any reinforcements. Their best players on the move. Eze is off to Spurs, as I will talk about this a bit. And
Crystal Palace are a tough side. Let's not get that wrong.
Sorry.
Crystal Palace are a tough side.
They are a tough side.
There's don't get me wrong about that. Obviously, with Chelsea, after all the hype with the Conference League and the Club World Cup, I mean, they were expecting nothing else but a win. In the Premier League, it doesn't work like that. 0-0 draw, perhaps lucky not to come out with a defeat, but they've got a really kind fixture list to start off the season. So I expect them to bounce back straight away, starting with West Ham, who are an absolute shambles, which we'll get onto.
Do you know Glasner set up Palace very, very well? But do you think that if Eze and Guehi leaves Crystal Palace, could that be their downfall? Because I think Wharton might be gone as well very soon. Sooner or later, I think Wharton could be gone. Hey, United this summer, by the way, he could be gone to Man United. Who knows?
I feel what will bite Palace in the arse this season, especially if Eze and Guehi do go, or at least Eze, It's the fact that they didn't do their transfer business a lot earlier. I mean, you're selling Eze, like, you're about to sell Eze, like, on the 20th of August. You've only got about 10, 11, 12 days to find a replacement. Same with Gehi. Same with Wharton, potentially. So I feel like they've bitten themselves in the arse there. I don't think they've had much. I don't think they've been that busy in terms of incoming transfers, or busy at all, really. So that could come back to haunt them massively.
As they off to their to Spurs, we will talk about Spurs a bit. But I mean, just on the basis of Chelsea, I think Chelsea will find their feet. I think Chelsea will eventually click. I think it's just the first game. Maybe they were struggling to create. Maybe it's the Club World Cup hangover. Maybe from Chelsea. Maybe they're still in that phase where they've just won the Club World Cup. They're not really clicking into gear yet.
Don't mention phases. Fuck.
No, that's what I mean. Like the Club World Cup phase, the Club World Cup final phase. Like they're still in that sort of phase where they're not ready for the season yet. They're still slowing to click in. So I still think Chelsea will. Who do they play next week again? Chelsea. Who do they play next week?
West Ham away.
They should win that game.
They will win that game.
I reckon Chelsea will win that game. I think
we'll get more onto that in the preview for game week 2.
Yeah, but I just think look, Chelsea slow start. Gittins, all these guys, all these players. Pedro couldn't do much. Chelsea had chances.
No, Pedro, like everyone's on about Gyökeres, but João Pedro wasn't much better.
Chelsea had chances to win the game, man. They had a lot of chances to win the game. Palace had a couple of chances as well. They could have won the game with the free kick, but listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm not really going to get into too much about the free kick, but at the same time,
Archipong, by the way, I think that's how you say it. Fantastic talent. I think his name's Archipong, isn't it? I don't know if Chelsea signs him or he's a Cobham graduate, but he looks like a good defender.
Cobham.
And in Colwell's absence, he's taken his first start very well. Well, start of this season very well.
I think Tosin comes into the side. I think I think Achiampong as well can get minutes. So I think Chelsea are they're gonna click into gear eventually. I think come the second or third game week, I reckon Chelsea might have that. I think that's where Chelsea start to show the real side of themselves.
It's an anticlimactic start.
Argentina's depth is hard to compete apart from Messi and Emi. No one's guaranteed. Agreed. Right back, center back, Chiampong. Yeah, he plays right back, center back, doesn't he? Garnacho has a skill set of Adama Traore and ego of Ronaldo. Ekitike might have given Deschamps another headache. We'll talk about Liverpool in a bit.
Another Frenchman. Fucking hell.
But what are your thoughts on Eze to Spurs, just real quick? Like, I know you...
Well, throughout our live streams during the summer, I kept saying, get Eze in. Get Eze in. And he's off to our main rivals instead. I mean, it's typical. Noni Madueke, you chose to sign for 52 million instead of Eze for a few million more. It's a fucking shambles. And the greatest shining light as to how much Mikel Arteta isn't under pressure from the club is the fact that he's still comfortable signing Chelsea rejects instead of players that can make a difference, like Eberechi Eze. So it's so sad. I saw a video back in November 2018 where he was getting interviewed. I think he was a Reading player then, and he's one of the biggest Arsenal fans you can meet, I reckon. Like, he predicted us to win the league in 1819. I mean, you know how crazy that is. And it's sad that a player that would have loved to have played for us and would have loved to have, like, if he came to us, he would have, put in 110% every game. For him to go to Tottenham Hotspur of all clubs is just, it's sad. But Spurs getting a great player. Do they really need him? I'm not so sure. I think they've got plenty of ball carriers already. But at the end of the day, Eze's only going to improve that team. And put it this way, Spurs aren't finishing 17th again. So.
Quick predictions on the PFA Awards. Who's gonna win?
Fucking Palmer, probably.
Cole Palmer, you think?
Yeah. Based on his non-Premier League performances.
Fair enough. Liverpool. Or do you want to talk about Spurs?
Well, Spurs against Burnley. I mean, Burnley are fucked anyway. I mean, we both predicted them to finish about 20th in our league prediction stream. So I mean, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Spurs look good." Like, I mean, we've heard this how many years? Like Conte 21, 22, Espirito Santo the year before, Jose Mourinho in 2021. We've heard this countless times. At the end of the day, they played good football. Richarlison and Kudos linking up very well. Like, good attacking display from Spurs, but they're playing Burnley at home. I don't think there's not much of a how do you say it? There's not much of a there's not much to go on based on that. Based on the evidence that you've got of Spurs this season. They played well in the Super Cup against PSG. But
then,
it's Burnley at home.
They should be winning that game, really.
Yeah, oh yeah, Salah will win it, obviously. It's just I think Cole Palmer, massively. I wouldn't say overrated. I wouldn't say overrated, but overprotected.
Brennan Johnson brace on the first game week, and then obviously Tottenham had who's the guy that scored again for Spurs?
No, Richarlison scored twice. I think Brennan Johnson scored the other.
My bad. Richarlison scored twice, and Brennan Johnson scored one, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Brennan Johnson scored as well.
One.
Good goal from Brennan Johnson as well.
So Tottenham off the mark straight away. Like, I mean, Spurs are just, I mean, at the end of the day, it is Burnley at home. I'm not really gonna gas too much to that, but I mean, Thomas Frank has a good start to his Tottenham, tenure. Maybe you just never know. Maybe Spurs without Son could maybe look slightly better this season, but they still need to replace him. In my opinion, they still need to replace him. Spurs letting go of Son was one of the best decisions they could have made.
It was perfect time. 10 years on from when he signed. Yeah, 10 years on from when he signed. Finally ends the club's trophy draw.
Frank is trying to win on Wissa. Why didn't they just go for Wissa? Why don't Spurs just go in for Wissa? Compete with Newcastle for Wissa, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Wissa is literally available. Go get Wissa from Brentford. You might as well do that. And Buemo's now gone, so I think you need to find a replacement for him. Sorry, Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank needs to find a Buemo version for him, so he plays. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, someone who can link up. But I think Wissa might as well sign Wissa himself. What are your thoughts on that? Wissa for no, I'm not saying Wissa for left wing. No, Wissa can play midfield, up top, wing, whatever. He's a hardworking player. I like Wissa. But what are your thoughts?
Well, I think when a manager goes to a new club, he's obviously going to try and find similarities to the tools he previously had. So it wouldn't be surprising if he was trying to find his and Bruno and Wissa. But ultimately, each player is different, whether it's a major difference or not. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on the matter. I mean, we don't know if he is trying to look for it or not. Just, I don't have anything to say about Akfin, I've got to be honest.
I hear that. Eze is a younger and more of a creative player than Wissa. Ooh, I would probably agree with that. But Eze could be the one that signed, and you bring in Wissa to link up with Eze.
I think Eze is more of a maverick,
As in he works hard more. He's a hard-working player more.
No. Maverick is in, he does his own thing to an extent. No matter what the manager's instructions are, if there's an opportunity, he's going to go for it, even if it's against the manager's wishes. Which is why I was so desperate for him to come to Arsenal. Despite Arteta's dictatorial tactics, Eze will still come up with magic moments based on his own initiative.
I completely forgot about Kudus. Kudus was the one who signed for Spurs. And obviously they brought in João Palhinha as well, who I think they've made some good moves by Spurs. I just think Spurs need to do more. Like I mentioned before, I think Spurs need a backup keeper for Vicario, because their backup keeper is he's not it. He's made some horrible mistakes last season. I think they need a backup goalkeeper. So when Vicario is out, he comes in and slots in well. Do I think Wissa? I still think Spurs should sign Wissa though. I think Wissa would be a perfect player for Spurs. Honestly, would be a really good player for Spurs. At the end of the day, you're gonna play Champions League. You're gonna need some squad depth. You're gonna need some rotation. So I think you should bring in Wissa. So that's just my thoughts on that. The Elastico assist on Richarlison.
Kudos.
The kudos Elastico assist to Richarlison. Yeah.
Good assist, wasn't it? I don't understand why West Ham sold to Spurs of all clubs. Very, very strange.
Do you regret Arsenal had the chance to sign Cunha, but they failed to grab the opportunity? What do you think of this?
I don't think we had a chance for Cunha. I mean, it was strange that Manchester United had a free run at him, to be honest. Very strange. I don't understand why no one else was looking at him. I mean, Manchester United got a very, very good player that nobody else seemed to be that bothered about. I mean, like we don't know what clubs know at the end of the day. I mean, for all we know, Manchester United got that deal done way beforehand, and other Premier League clubs were informed of it. So, I mean, I would love Cunha on the left wing at Arsenal, but at the end of the day, he's at Manchester United. He's going to do well for Manchester United, push them well up the table, and that's how it goes.
We're going to move on to Liverpool for Bournemouth. And the racist incident that happened on the night, I find it completely disgusting. And I didn't like the fact that they had to stop the game because of the racist incident. Just kick racism out of football, guys. It's literally a joke at this point. Let's just not, abuse somebody because of the color of their skin. At the end of the day, they're footballers. And you've ruined such a beautiful tribute to Diogo Jota by you saying some racist comments. That guy has now been arrested and thankfully removed from Anfield, and hopefully should never come back to watch football ever again in any ground, in any sort of any sort of circumstance. Should never ever be allowed back in the ground ever again, because it doesn't matter what condition you have, either disabled or whatnot, you're on a wheelchair. It doesn't matter. Racism should not be tolerated on all fronts. But yeah, and Semenyo did very, very important 2 goals and making it a game. And obviously, Chiesa, all people, Chiesa, the guy who Slot didn't want, comes up with the winner. Obviously, he scored he scored some crucial goals to Liverpool. I wouldn't say crucial, but he scored that consolation goal in the cup final, and he scored this goal to win Liverpool the game. So he knows how to turn up in big moments. I think Chiesa is starting to be a big moment of a player off the bench. At the same time, I want to hear your thoughts on Liverpool's 4-2 win over Bournemouth, and just take it away, bro.
Well, starting off with the racist incident, I think we touched on it before. I really like the fact that the Premier League were proactive, or the officials were proactive in order to stop the game, focus on that incident to highlight how ridiculous it is, and then take the player out. I understand you don't want the game being stopped at all, but I am happy that they showed the initiative to stop the game because of how serious it is. Because taking the knee before the match, that's not going to do anything. Actively stopping the game so you can deal with one person, I think that's great. I think the Premier League shone themselves in a good light there. So fair play to them for that. As for Liverpool Bournemouth, I mean, a sick part of me wanted the racists to stay in the stadium to watch Semenyo's brace before getting kicked out. I reckon that would have been quite the irony. But yeah, I mean, Liverpool look shaky defensively on transition. Obviously, Van Dijk, he is getting older, but we are jumping to conclusions here. He is still a fantastic centre back. Kanate, his head might be in Madrid. At the end of the day, we don't know what his thought process is, but they do look shaky. We saw it throughout pre-season. They do look shaky, Liverpool, defensively. But attacking-wise, they're looking as strong as ever. To play, to get pegged back like that on an emotional night because of Jota.
That's coming right here as well. Sorry, finish.
Yes, yeah. Monkey's right, but Liverpool, they're just so good attacking-wise. Like you could argue they arguably had an off night in terms of their attacking prowess, but they still managed to score 4 goals. So on an emotional night where they dedicated a minute silence to Jota, where racism was occurring, Liverpool still had it in them, had the mentality to go out there, score 4 goals, and secure the 3 points to get their title defence off to a winning start. And fair play to Bournemouth as well. They made a great game of it. But one incident we didn't mention was also the VAR, like catastrophe 13 minutes in. How on earth that isn't a red card is just ludicrous. And I'm sure even you, with your Manchester United tinted glasses on that, you can admit that that was an absolutely shocking decision. On the halfway line, you've blatantly manipulated where the ball's going just to get it into your momentous stride.
Disgusting
Yeah,
VAR.
that's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Michael
And the
Oliver,
fact Bournemouth got the foul for that or whatever. Insane.
Michael, absolute prick of a referee. Genuinely prick. Like, how many more times are you gonna constantly make mistakes like this in a game? It's just disgusting, bro. It ruins the game, man. Stop with your awful. You have a screen, guys. Come on, you have a screen to review decisions. It's not that difficult. And if you're making something wrong, correct him. Don't it? That doesn't make him look bad. That makes him look better because you're correcting his decision for him. You're making him even look worse by not correcting his decision. That was a blatant handball. That was a blatant red card.
The blatant red cards. And people say like, oh, the referee doesn't want to spoil the game, the first Premier League game. But unlike in the Arsenal United game, for example, where a lot of fouls went unpunished because it was the first 20 minutes and you want the game to flow, you can't ignore that because that is just playing basketball in a football game.
Exactly.
Like intentionally manipulating where the ball's going to go. Like you have to punish that regardless of what minute it is.
Sorry to cut in, bro. I always say this in basketball. When you watch basketball, if the ball accidentally hits your leg, the lower part of your leg, it's a kickball. And accidents or whatnot, it's still a kickball. And and the ball we played from the sidelines. Sorry, the ball we played on the on the how do you say on the sideline. So you play the ball from side out, like a throw in basketball, like a throw in, but like you play from the side. Like you just play the ball back in again and we kick the ball.
Arsenal news, by the way, Trossard's just signed a new contract. But anyway, carry on.
He's now going to stay then at Arsenal.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, yeah, so basketball accidents happen and then you start again. And then, bro, this is why I say football needs to be held more accountable with referees, man. The accountability with referees needs to be done more.
No, I feel like referee. It's not referees. It's VAR. I mean, obviously you're going to miss stuff like that. That's the reason VAR's there in the first. You know.
Exactly.
The whole point of VAR is to reverse a refereeing mistake. You just double down on blatant basketball. What are you doing? But ultimately, it didn't affect the outcome of the game. Not that that matters, but it's still disgraceful.
It is.
But that decision was allowed to stand. And hey, Liverpool, based on that, Liverpool likely would have wrapped up the 3 points a lot sooner.
Penalty is not given. Saliba's nowhere near the ball and tackle Cunha from the back. Did you see Dermot?
You see that Arsenal fan pressuring him into saying like, "What on earth?"
Yeah. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, how is that not a penalty? Like, as much as I don't want to blame the referee for that game, yes, it's our fault. It's our own fault we lost the game. That's still a penalty.
But like, the referee is going to miss stuff. It's VAR. Like,
they're always trying to defend each other, bro. It's disgusting, you know.
It's a blatant propaganda machine. That ref watch crap.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I couldn't give a shit. Like, we won and we got 3 points, but. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was an excellent tackle at first. And I thought Cunha was already falling when Saliba went down. But yeah, it does look like it maybe should have been a penalty. I will admit that. But then again, I'm not bothered because we won anyway. So, you can understand why I think that. But yeah, I mean, Dermot Gallagher, he's blatantly a mouthpiece for PGMOL. Constantly stick by the refereeing decisions, try and influence the public perception of what happened. You know, at the end of the day, it probably should have been a penalty. Thankfully, it wasn't.
Should have been a penalty. But at the end of the day, that's what Premier League referees do. They always make mistakes and protect each other from it. You know, they don't hold themselves accountable. and that's I blame this on the FA, PGMOL. You need to do better with the referees, guys. Like, come on, the red card at Liverpool, the penalty at Old Trafford, the the free kick at Chelsea, so much more.
Even the Everton penalty that they conceded.
Yeah,
Like some people could say that's harsh as well.
yeah. Even
We'll get
Everton,
into that.
to be fair with you though, I did say a bit ago, like even if it hits your foot accidentally with basketball, it's still a kickball. If it hits the lower part of your arm, that should be a penalty, even if it hits your arm. Because I play football at a place, right, and Monkey can back me up on this one as well. I play football at a place with a group of British people, right? And if it touches your hand, no matter if your hand's by your side or whatnot, if it touches your hand or your arm, it's still a penalty. They have that rule, because handball is a handball. Accidental or not, it's still a penalty. Like it's like almost as if I can get away with the ball hitting my hand. I can get away with it. You know what I'm trying to say? I can get away with it now. I can kind of get away with the ball hitting my hand by accident. It's always accidental. Play on. Like, it's not. Football has a rule where if it hits your hand, it's called a handball. If it hits your hand at any other part of the pitch, it's a foul. It's a free kick. If it hits your hand in the penalty box, it's accidental. Why do you have different energy for when the ball's in the box compared to when the ball is in play at the halfway line? If you get tripped right in the penalty box, but you don't go down, is that not a penalty then? Shouldn't that be a foul? You know what I'm trying to say? Because why do you have different standards for when you are at the halfway line for when you are in the box? You don't have to go down to make it a penalty. If you're tripped, or if your shirt's being held back, yeah, it's still a foul, no matter where it is on the pitch. As long as you're not on the baseline or at the dugout, then that's fine, obviously. But when you're at the halfway line or when you're in the box, it should be double standards. It should have the exact same standards. So this is why I question the standard of refereeing. They have different energy for when the ball is, or when the play is at a different area of the pitch. It's like they're so focused on one, but they don't care about the other. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I feel like a big part of it, especially in the Premier League, is the whole like, is it intentional or not? Like in the Champions League, fair play. Like some of the penalties you get for handball are very cruel, but at the end of the day, the rules are set in stone. There's none of this bullshit about whether it was intentional or not, because at the end of the day, you don't know whether the player did it intentionally or not. In the Premier League, you have this whole subjectivity to it. Obviously, there's going to be a difference of opinion to it, and that's ultimately going to lead to inconsistent decisions for similar incidents. They should scrap this intentional bollocks anyway. Just see it, say it, sorted, basically.
100%.
Hits your hand, it's a fucking penalty, alright? None of this, but like, he's trying to like protect his face or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's a penalty. But we don't know, like, how's he supposed to like move his arm, and like, it doesn't matter if the ball's going towards, like, it's a penalty, alright?
Forced error. Is it an unforced error? Is it what do you call? What was that sentence the referee used again?
Clear and obvious.
Oh, it's clear and obvious. Thank you. Clear and obvious error. Is it a clear and obvious error? Why do you need to check clear and obvious error? You're the one who made the error. You're the referee. You've made the error. You've not given it. So of course it's an error. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just that. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is why I say handballs in the Premier League, forget about, if it hits your arm, if it hits your hand, it's a penalty. And Leeds got in my opinion, I think Leeds got the rightful penalty. As much as I hate Leeds, I'm a United fan, I think that was a penalty. It might be harsh. People can say it's harsh. Fair enough. You can say it's harsh, but the rules are the rules. Hit your arm, hit your hand, it's a penalty. So I'm not going to back down on that. But big up to you, my boss. Big up to you, bro. Big up to my guy. Yes, let's get to 405 subs, guys. 2 more subs, guys. Come on, let's keep subbing to the channel. Sanka says here, sorry, Joshua, but the goal scored by Arsenal was not a goal in my opinion. Saliba holding front jersey.
Right. Goal scored by Arsenal, not a goal. I understand why you think that. One thing I will say, I mean, they were talking about grappling from corner kicks, weren't they? As a new refereeing rule, like they're really going to clamp down on that. Watch what's his name? Who was holding him? Whoever was holding Martin Zubimendi on that corner that we scored from would have been a penalty had that not gone in, based on the rules that they've implemented. So I understand the whole Saliba, like he nudges Bayendir's arm and whatnot.
Yeah, because the goal has already been counted, so they're already pretty much forgetting whatever happened prior to the goal, whatever
Yeah,
action
exactly.
during the goal. They've already pretty much like forgotten
Yeah,
about it.
I agree. I mean, obviously it's contentious, but at the end of the day, you look at every single corner in the Premier League this season from last season. You're going to see instances like that in every single corner taken. So,
It goes back to I think our preseason game against Fiorentina last week. We actually scored from a corner, but people were saying Casemiro fouled the defender. But I also saw an incident prior that I think one of the players got tripped up in the box, so it should have been a penalty prior to that. So they completely forgot
yeah.
about that action. I looked at the action. They didn't even check VAR. There was no VAR. But I'm just saying that if there was VAR, they would have looked at they maybe could have looked at the penalty instead. They maybe could have looked at the penalty instead of looking at the foul from the header, because they were claiming there was a foul from Casemiro, but instead they didn't check the penalty that I think was what was in my opinion deserved. So this is so I agree with you. It's like the same scenario pretty much. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand.
Both goals
Yeah,
should
but
be.
I understand why Sankit believes that. I see why. But at the end of the day, you see that with every corner kick, whether it's Arsenal or not. And based on the new rules they've implemented with regards to holding onto opposition players when taking corners, we would have
100%.
got a penalty based on Zubimendi getting held. I can't remember who it was. That's really annoying me now. I think it might have been Casemiro on Zubimendi, like blatantly blocking him, not even looking at the ball. But I understand Sanket's point of view.
Players say fuck off. Referee give him red card, and the same referee not give red card to Rafinha, who did double foot tackle on player from behind it. Bro, I saw that. Rafinha should have been sent off. I don't know how I don't know how the referee didn't spot that. Like Rafinha completely 2-footed the guy from behind, and there was only a yellow card from behind. Late challenge, whatever it is. This is why I say double down on standards. It depends on the club and it depends on the player. Maybe the big club factor is why they're more favorable towards bigger clubs. This is why you might see the likes of Man City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal getting away with more little decisions because they're the bigger club. They side with the bigger clubs more. You know what I'm trying to say? I think
Yeah.
I think the smaller clubs get away with it. They get robbed more. Like Wolves, for example. Wolves. So you've seen Wolves the 2 seasons ago. You would have
Yeah.
seen what happened with VAR. They got robbed by VAR many times. So this is what I'm trying to say. It proves my point that they prefer the bigger sides more than the smaller sides. This is why I say the bias is there still. Like I remember in lockdown, we got a lot of penalties. We've got a lot of penalties. And I think you guys got a lot of fouls as well. This is why I think people weren't complaining about VAR too much during lockdown because they were so favorable towards the bigger clubs. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I kind of see that sense. There's more big club bias because they want the papers. They want everyone to talk. They want to sell papers the next day. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna move on to which club should I move on to? Sunderland. Newcastle dropping points to Villa. I ain't gonna talk about the game. To be fair, it was dead 0-0. Not gonna talk about that game. Who else? What other games? So
I just wanted to mention something. Obviously, Brighton, Fulham 1-1.
yeah,
There was in the stand above where I work, there was a Brighton fan who sadly passed away.
in
And
the
I
stand.
saw, I saw the ambulance there, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I was bringing like lost property to security reception. Yeah, I just wanted to say like RRP to that man. He was only 72, just out of just into retirement. At the end of the day, no football fan deserves to leave their home, go to a football match, and never return.
It must be tough as a steward to experience these things as well live. Big up
Well, I
to you.
mean that's the thing. Like I didn't see it. I didn't know what was going on until Brighton released a statement later on in the day. but it happened like in the stands above where I work. You know.
But this this is where I say, like, you know, you work so hard as a steward, you know, and you have to see these moments. And I'm sorry I'm sorry you have to go through that, but you know, appreciate you for working so hard, bro. Honestly, like you don't, your hard work doesn't get talked about enough.
Listen,
And
man, like this isn't any. Like, I'm not trying to look for praise or anything. Just
no, that's
dedicating to that man, and it's a pity Fulham equalised in the 97th minute because, like, for his last game, the Albion should have won. So
I hear you, bro. I mean, last minute equalizer, like last second, wasn't it? Last
yeah,
second.
and the way Moon is fucking celebrated as well. I mean, kicking the ball right near me, and then jumping in front of the Brighton fans right next to me, where me and other stewards had to I've literally touched Mooners. Yeah, I've had to push him off. So yeah, just don't do that again, please, mate. And in terms of the game, I saw a lot of the game because I was on the wall between the home and away fans. And I mean, Brighton and Fulham, they're pretty much. I mean, they're very similar. Good players, decent team. Not gonna do much. Maybe the occasional cup run, but it's always entertaining when them two face off. And Smith Rowe, quick shout out, won the corner that led to their equaliser. Arsenal player doing well.
It's Brighton, Fulham, and them, man, right?
Brighton, Fulham, and Denmark. Yeah, I mean, you're 15th. Talk to Brighton and Fulham and them, man. Ackman, come on.
Yeah. When the moment that we started supporting Super League, UEFA and La Liga targeting us, that they targeted everyone. To be fair, they targeted everyone when they started supporting the Super League. I didn't support the Super League at first, but now that I think about it, I think the Super League might have been the best. Might be the best thing to happen to us because they have the proper rules of football. They've got fair rules, salary cap for a lot. I think replacing the Champions League, the format of the Champions League, is a disgrace, in my opinion. At times, I like the format, but I think changing it when it's not broke, it's just, I don't know, man. But we'll talk about it another time. But yeah, I mean, Brighton Fulham 1-1. You have any more to say about that game? You want to talk about the Liverpool?
No, just RIP to that fan. Obviously, no one deserves to go to a football match and not come home. So RIP to him.
100%, bro. 100%. Take care, bro. Take care. Have a good night, bro. Have a good night. Hopefully Real Madrid get the win, man. I'll be watching the game as well.
So, Premier Sports football.
Alamarit. Super League is bad for small teams. They can't generate money at all. But do you know what it is with the Super League? If they get into if the clubs that get into the Super League, they might generate money because people might want to watch that shit.
I'm staying away from all Super League discussion, man. I'm hungry and I'm tired. I'm not getting into that debate again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, nah.
That's the next
2021. I mean, that was probably the last time I cried with anything relating to Arsenal because I genuinely felt like the club didn't care about me, and obviously they don't. Like, I'm just another consumer.
I lost my club for that day. I was like, bro, I'm no longer a United fan anymore. If we go to the Super League, yeah, goodbye. I'm no longer a Man United fan. Forget about it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
At the time, I was until we dropped out of the Super League, and I was like, shit, bro. I'm like, I love my club again. It felt like it felt one of the biggest wins of my life.
No, but like the whole going into the Super League and like turning your face away from everything that the working class have established in England up until now. I just felt like just America. I don't want to sound xenophobic, but just like our foreign owners just completely taking away everything that makes this club our club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be it, I know that sounds quite national and whatnot, but we're an English club. Don't play games against historical big teams in the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and like the whole La Liga thing. I mean, if the Prem ever does that, fucking hell. I mean, playing like La Liga games in the United States or whatever, just absolute bullshit. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, like I said, I'm hungry and tired. I don't want to talk about that crap. Honestly. So
Man
exhausting.
City 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Erling Haaland with the brace. Tijani Reinders with the goal and an assist on his debut for Ryan Cherky. Man City looking good, man. I can't lie. Take it away, Josh.
Well, without Phil Foden, without Rodri, I think Gvardiol wasn't playing either.
Yeah, he wasn't playing.
Hey, listen, everyone. Like, I understand you're saying. I understand everything you've said. Like, I'm not underestimating Man City, but it's just like Liverpool's transfer business is so good. Like, realistically, they should do it again. But I feel, on the whole, so many people have just written off Man City, which is so retarded. Like, there's a reason why I predicted them to be champions. There's a reason
But
why I predicted them to be champions. I mean, you don't write off Pep Guardiola and Sheikh Mansour. You know, like, write them off at your own peril. And for me, they'll be Premier League champions this year. Like, this is City's era of dominance in English football, the 2010s and the 2020s. The same way the noughties and 90s were United, the same way the 70s and 80s were Liverpool's. You know, history doesn't repeat itself where it rhymes. And this decade is Man City's. And they'll prove that again this year, in my opinion.
Manchester City, I mean, they look good. They're still not done. They're still trying to get Donnarumma. They're still trying to get trying to get Rodrigo from what I'm hearing. City are not done in the market yet. Good impressive win against Wolves. Rangers looks like the real deal, isn't he?
He does. He does indeed.
Thoughts on Tovan coming back to Europe?
I haven't thought about it. I didn't even
No,
know that was happening.
no idea. Um,
Leeds,
what's
Everton.
no,
Oh,
not
Nottingham
Leeds.
Forest, Brentford.
We talked about the penalty incident already.
Yeah.
No, not Forest. Actually,
Chris
yeah,
Wood with 2 goals.
Forest. Chris Wood offered the bang at the start of the season, bro. Chris Wood, off the back of, last season, off the back of his incredible form last season, 2 goals. Chris Wood ain't going anywhere anytime soon, isn't he, bro?
Ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Brilliant player. Proper. You know, if he played in the Barclays era, he would be quintessential prime Barclays, you know what I mean? And a lot of people discredit. I mean, how many goals did he score last year?
Three.
20?
20, I think 20 something goals, 21 goals. I'm
Yeah,
not so sure
21 goals. I mean, like, people saying,
around
oh,
that.
it's Chris Wood, it's Forest, fluke season, Premier League shit. He's a good player. He's a brilliant striker. Suits Forest to a T.
Yeah,
Just
he
pay
does.
him the respect he deserves. New Zealand's finest export after Kiwis. So.
I remember it was him, and there was another one. It was Winston Reid. I think it was Winston Reid that played for West Ham. Two of the best New Zealand Premier League players that's played there. I think Winston Reid was also one, wasn't he? He played for
Yeah, I
West.
think he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was New Zealand as well. So the only players I can think of New Zealand for are Chris Wood and him, Winston Reid from West Ham. But obviously, Forest. I don't like in my predictions. I don't think they'll be as good compared to most seasons. I'm sorry, most seasons compared to what last season. But I still think Forest have something to offer. They're still going to be that team. I think they still have Europe as well. So once Europe comes around, I reckon they'll still be a good team. I reckon they'll still be a good team to face, tough team to face when they go to the city ground. But but the thing is, when Europe comes around, the squad depth might be a bit worrying, and I think Forest might slow their game down. But as things stand right now, Chris Wood is still that guy. I thought he'd be a one season wonder, but listen, he might not be. He might just be that same guy in the middle of the goal scoring table. He might be that. He still might continue to be the guy in the goal scoring table. So listen, Chris Wood, big up to him, man, and continue his form. Man. I would love to see Chris Wood at a big club. I think he deserves a
Nottingham
big.
Forest are a big club.
I mean, the traditional big club in the
Yeah.
Premier.
Well, they are traditional. I know what you mean, current, big
Yeah,
six.
I reckon he'd do well for, like, for example. I reckon he'd do well for Spurs. Chris Wood.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Chris Wood for Spurs would be very, very good.
Peter
I,
Crouch again.
I reckon he could ball out at Villa as well with the support he has behind him. And Forest about to sign Douglas Luiz as well, so that's a good player that they're gonna get. So they might just strengthen a bit more. But Forest 3-1. What was the other game again? Oh, Sunderland off to a great start in the Prem, 3-0 against West Ham.
West Ham was shocking.
They might get relegated, bro. Genuinely,
They
they
could.
might.
They could.
They might get relegated. Seriously, I ain't even taking the piss here. West Ham genuinely might get relegated. What are your thoughts on Sunderland, and we'll close out. And FPL will close out. Sorry.
Yeah. Sunderland. I mean, I think a lot. Sorry if you hear any kids in the background.
Don't worry about it.
Sunderland's brilliant transfer window on paper. They've started off fantastically. Brilliant rendition of Elvis Presley's "Can't Help Falling in Love" at the beginning. Fantastic atmosphere. I've never seen a stadium like that packed, by the way. Brilliant atmosphere. And suitable 3-0 win. Very good. None of this passing out the back bollocks, just fucking crosses into the box. Big man with the header. Brilliant. Daniel Ballard, by the way, former Arsenal Academy player. Absolutely balling out as well. Think he scores. So yeah, brilliant return for Sunderland. But West Ham, I mean, I don't understand why you got rid of David Moyes. I know a lot of West Ham fans say, oh, you don't know how bad it was at the end of the 23-24 season.
It's generally much worse now than it was.
It's much worse now. Like, be careful what you wish for. This is the fella that ended your 43-year trophy drought. Ended your European trophy drought. Won you a European trophy. I mean, you can't just sack him after one underwhelming season right afterwards. That's ridiculous. So I think West Ham have really shot themselves in the foot there. And if they do get relegated, I mean,
I won't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Not that I necessarily want them to, but I won't be surprised.
West Ham is such a boring club to play against, man. Like,
what do you mean by that?
It's like, I'm not trying to say West Ham's a boring club. They're a classic club, but it's just ever since they moved to the Olympic Stadium, the vibe of West Ham has died down.
Oh man, Bowling Grounds. No,
Bowling Ground was rocking, bro. I missed Bowling Ground. Bowling Ground was electric. Seriously, I remember that year, 2014-15. They were beating teams like Man City. I swear they beat Liverpool as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
But bro, like West Ham back in the day, they were a top 8 club every single season. I remember that season with Dimitri Payet. Oh my days, bro! Dimitri Payet was one of those streets I'll never forget. He's one of those players like the streets.
I think he's a bit more than that.
True, but it was like one season, and then he left the following season back to the same club he came from.
He played the following season, didn't do as well. West Ham didn't do as well. Found themselves in a relegation scrap when he left. But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, West Ham. I mean, like travelling away to the London Stadium. I mean, Arsenal have done well there in recent years, but I mean, it doesn't feel right watching it. You know what I mean? And plenty of I saw West Ham Fan TV. One of their regulars has cancelled his season ticket because he just hates the experience of watching games at the London ground, and I can't blame him.
Is it Lawless? Dan
Lawless. I don't know if it's Lawless. I know. So yeah, I think it might be Dan. Ballfiller.
Or is it another one? What was his name again?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. A lot of West Ham fans feeling disenfranchised with the club.
Yeah,
following
see that a football club. You also want to see your fans connected to a club, at all times, But you just never know. West Ham ownership change, everything needs to change, man, at that club. I think West Ham is really dying down, and if they don't find themselves out of the rabbit hole, they could be in a tough relegation scrap or this season or next year. And bro, they'll struggle to come back up, man. If West Ham get relegated, I reckon they will struggle to come back up big time.
I think the best. Sorry for cutting in. I think the best way to describe it is they're sleepwalking their way to a serious relegation dogfight.
They are, man. But yeah, West Ham, man, they need to get themselves out of this trouble soon. I will bring Mike's on to discuss more of this West Ham stuff. But we're gonna move on to, last but not least, boring game. Leeds 1-0. Did you watch the whole game? I didn't watch.
Yeah, I watched the whole game. Wanted to tear my eyes out.
Sorry?
Yeah. I wanted to tear my eyes out. It was terrible, terrible viewing. Leeds were the better side. Everton was shocking in the first half. I don't think they even had a shot. And ultimately, I think Everton, they improved slightly in the second half, but Leeds ultimately got what they. I don't know if it's what they deserved because I don't think either team played well from an attacking sense. But yeah, I thought the penalty was quite harsh, but at the end of the day, that needs to be given, as we were discussing earlier. So that was quite poor. James Tarkowski should have equalised with a brilliant headed opportunity. I think the ball was a bit behind him, so he couldn't quite revert his neck in time. But yeah, Everton. If you see David Moyes' results at Everton in his first spell, they notoriously started the league slowly, very slowly. So there's no reason to panic. I still have them as my dark horses. Not necessarily like doing anything crazy, but like finishing in the top half, which they haven't done for a good few years now. So I think that's justified. But yeah, Leeds, brilliant start. Like I said, their Elland Road atmosphere, absolutely crucial if they are going to survive, and I think they might do. I think it's, I think them and Sunderland have a good chance of staying up. Burnley are fucked. Anyway. But, yeah, great start for Leeds, poor start for Everton. I don't think too many conclusions can be drawn from this game.
I hear you, bro. Last but not least,
FPL.
Aston Villa Newcastle real quick. Just a quick snooze fest. Pretty much. There you go. That's it. Snooze fest. Newcastle Isak's gone. Aston Villa, poor start to the season. That's pretty much it really from that, isn't it?
I think Villa would be the happier with that result.
We'll talk more about the games in upcoming shows because we have the Premier League game week to review, a preview coming up soon. So we're going to talk about the previous games, talk about the next games as well. So tune into that. And last but not least, guys, FPL. Josh, let's bring up our teams. How did we do this week?
I don't know, right, but you're leading the league we're in at the minute. I need to check real quick.
I don't like that, bro. I don't want to be in front right now.
You mentioned that.
Because the pressure of having to be in front from the start and having to maintain it, I've struggled over the years to maintain the lead, man. Because the problem is, like, bro, I have really good players in my leagues, and I struggle against these guys. So this is the problem. I want to, how do you say it?
Steady the pace.
I want to start off slow so I can be behind. I would much rather chase than lead. That's the pressure to lead is like you have to make sure that you don't fall behind. Because last season I started off so well and then I tailed off and then I went back up on top again and then I fell off a huge cliff because I didn't make transfers. That's what it is. I want to be behind so I can catch up. That's what I do in FPL typically. I like to be behind, but I got 84 points this week. Batsells got me 2 points. Gabriel got me 6. Aitnuri got me 9. Kukurea got me 8. Van de Ven got me 6. NDI got me 2 points. Salah got me 16 as a captain. Kudus got me 10. Rangers got me 10. Haaland got me 13. Should have captained him. And João Pedro got me 2. That was my team for this week. And next week, listen, I don't know what I'm going to do for next week. I'll discuss that in the coming game week. But Josh, update me on your team, bro, and then I will close out.
Well, first of all, I didn't realise that if a player in your starting squad doesn't play, he automatically gets substituted for someone else who did.
Play on the bench does play though. If the play on the bench players,
of course. Because I saw my team and I saw 71 points. It was 67 yesterday. And I saw Yokros was in my team and I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw Dewsbury Hall was in my team when I had him on the bench. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And it turns out because Ian Matson didn't play. And who was the other one? GW for Sunderland didn't come off the bench. Yeah. I ended up with 71 points. And I had... You can still hear me, right? Because I'm on the FPL app.
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, I think cut off there. Well, I think Josh has been cut off there. Big up to you, Don. No worries. Big up to you, Don C. Make sure you guys go sub to Donversation TV, people. I'm gonna do a show with him this week. He just came off a live. I just seen that you went live. I will check the video out in a bit, bro. Big up to you, my guy. Sorry, Josh. Continue what you were saying, bro.
So I say Matt Sells 2 points, Gabriel 6 points, Cucurella 8 points, Frimpong 1 point, Dewsbury Hall 2 points, Tyler Adams for Bournemouth 4 points, Salah with 8 points, Rangers with 10 points, and the other one was Morgan Rogers with 3 points, Haaland, my captain, with 26 points, and Gyökeres with 1 point. Yeah,
That
so
is cold with the.
So I mean, it's like 71 points overall. Quite a strong start.
71
Even if
points.
even
Good,
if
man.
I'm only third at the minute because
That's
I don't
cool.
know who it is, but he's 2 points above me, and obviously you're 13 points above me. So
I'm currently first right now, but I don't want to be that right now. I said, I don't like starting off on top with FPL because I always feel the pressure of having to go for it. You know, I
yeah,
just can't. I just can't, bro. I just
and
can't.
I'm surprised the Gastia's got off to a fairly slow start, all things considered. He's
Yeah,
only on 59 points, if I'm not wrong.
he's a top FPL player, isn't he? But yeah, obviously, you know what I did? I actually took out Kirkes last second, and I brought in Van de Ven. Van de Ven. I was like, yeah, I don't trust Kirkes, man. He's not going to really do much in this first game. And what do I know?
Exactly.
But obviously, I might consider doing a head-to-head. If you guys are interested in the chat, next season, if you guys could get me to 1,000 subs, I will create an AN Sports Fantasy League. So if you guys want to join, feel free to do so, guys. I will do that next year. But this year, as of right now, we're only at 403 subs, guys. We are going to close out in a bit. Big up to you, Boss the Blue. Thank you for joining late, bro. Keep a watch out here, bro. Bruno about to win FPF. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Horses in the hair. Facts. True. I hear it. Player 456 went last in the Glass Bridges games. Won 2 Squid Games back to back. I hear your points, bro. I hear your
Did he
points.
finish runners up? 4, 5, 6. The baby one.
Not so sure.
Oh, fair enough.
I will need to watch it.
He killed himself, didn't he? Meaning the baby one. Anyway, never mind.
No, I'll have a watch and I'll let you know. But guys, we are getting ever so closer to 500 subs as we go slowly but surely, guys. I'm currently on 403 subs. Big up to everyone who supported me on the 400 subs journey. But guys, we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep on going. We're going to get to 500 subs. 405 will do for this show, people. Just 2 subs needed, guys. Just 2 subs to 405. Josh will upload some videos in the near future. I will plug his link in the description if you like as well. Josh, I'm still waiting for your Premier League table, bro. Premier League table.
I feel like with Premier, because it's already started, it'll be a bit, late. But I'm thinking I might film like a match reaction to the Leeds game, maybe. Semantic, okay, I understand that. But yeah, I may upload soon. I've got a video on my channel, so if you want a good laugh, check it out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll be uploading anything too soon.
I can't wait for you to host me on your show soon, man. I want to be there. I want to be that first guest on your show when you start doing YouTube, man. I can't wait for it, bro.
Oh, I mean, we could start back fairly soon, actually.
We should. Arsenal are winning.
Hey, Boston Blue, I remember how you were moving in the chat before the game. Come on now.
Big up to you, Boston.
Come on now.
But guys, stay tuned for the clips. I will be uploading some clips from the show. But guys, tune in. And also, I just want to say big up to everyone who's been a support of this channel. We have now surpassed 104K views on this channel. So I really appreciate the support, and the grind is there, people. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep on going. So the road does not stop here, people. But we're out, people. Take care. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you tomorrow for the NBA show with F1 show tomorrow, because I've got season review with a few of the lads, and Tifosi might be making an appearance, so tune into that. And I will be back on Thursday as well. Back every day, people. So Josh will be here on Friday as well for the preview. So tune into that, people. We're out. Take care. Like, share, subscribe.